We're going to teach you how to pop up in this video. This is the most important skill when you're getting started. We're also going to give you some unique insights you haven't heard elsewhere. And we're going to throw in a couple of paddling tips as well to get you going.
All right, how to pop up on a surfboard. This is the number one thing everyone wants to learn how to do. It's the first thing they're going to teach you after they give you the board, set you up. Going to be on the beach and they're going to start going, let's start practicing some pop-ups. Key things that are going to make it actually successful when you get out there. It's very different to pop up off this than it is to pop up out there. So you're positioned nicely on your board. You found the sweet spot. So the sweet spot for me is probably here. You want to get like a nice marking on the board. This has surf lesson across here. My chin being there is probably going to be the sweet spot for me. Next thing is you're going to plant your hands about where your chest is, the bottom of your chest. And then you're going to have it here. You're not going to be grabbing the board. It's going to be on top. The next thing is we're going to go from our cobra to a slight push in the elbows, not fully extended. The next thing we're going to look at is bringing the back foot and planting it on the side. As you press up, you're going to press up with the back foot, and that's going to slide through this front foot in between. It's going to give you a nice pop-up motion like this. The one thing I want to emphasize here is when you come from here, cobra'd up, you've come through, you've got your pop-up, stay low, stay nice and low. Don't come all the way up, stay here and slowly come up where you've got balance. This is going to be the best thing for you. So if you're just catching like some normal broken wave or even your first green waves, there's not too much you've got to think about. This is kind of going to be your foundation for popping up. So just to run through again, you got your sweet spot where you are for your paddling. You're going to have your hands planted here, not on the sides. You're going to come up a little bit, back foot planted and winged. Up you get nice and slow, and then you're going to surf.
All right, so a progression tip here, and you can keep this in mind even as you're a beginner, but even if you start getting the pop-ups down pat. So particularly useful if you're catching green waves, so a wave that actually hasn't already broken. I want you to just to see here how much I'm actually not popping myself up, but more pushing the board down to match the curve of the wave. The second thing is I want to see how I'm actually looking down the line, like look where my gaze is and look where my right arm is. So this is a right-handed wave, right? Not from our perspective, but from the perspective of catching the wave. And my right hand is a lot closer to my body than my left. And this is creating a force down on my right rail. It's going to give me the angle on the takeoff. We'll talk about angling on the takeoff later. But also you can see that my left arm is a little bit further up to create that counterbalance. But what I want you to actually show you is I'm actually not coming up that much. As you can see, my head's not rising that much, but my board is definitely going down. And you can see me here. I'm getting into my spot where I'm planting the back foot, and then I'm transitioning to where my front foot is going to slide through. But a lot of this has been created, but not so much me popping up, but so much as me pushing the board down and bearing onto that rail and allowing space for my legs to come through. As you can see here, I actually haven't come up that much. My head stayed relatively low. So as long as you're not catching an already broken wave, this applies. So as soon as you're no longer in whitewash, catching a normal green wave, start to think about that. I'm actually pushing the board down the wave. It's creating space on its own as the board travels and connects with the wave going down. It's not me pushing up off the earth as hard and explosive as I can. Like a push-up.
So like everybody's different, right? We're all going to be different shapes and sizes. Someone's going to be bigger, smaller, whatever. And we're all going to have different mobility in our hips. So like, don't look at videos where like they've got this cranked in hip angle. Like some people's hips just don't do that, like literally from a bone perspective. So like, just have a little bit of grace for yourself with how you're doing it. Like, look at how I'm doing. Like, I'm actually quite limited in my hips. I've damaged them in jiu-jitsu a lot. I've torn my labrum, etc., etc. But like, I could still surf good. I could still pop up. Within reason, know what your body can do and adjust and make it work. And as you actually flow through surfing and you start catching waves and you start turning, etc., that's going to be your unique style. The way your body adapts to the fundamentals of surfing is actually out there. That's going to create your style, which is unique to you, which is exactly what you want. Got your paddling down pat. So you're going to be here, shoulder blades a little bit back, kind of like you're doing your gym row, getting your scapula back, and you're going to have your nice paddles, long strokes and close to the board, not wide, nice and close. That's going to be the best for you for your joints, making sure it's really targeting your back muscles and trying to load as much as you can off your arms. Like one thing I see with the guys all the time in the water that have just started coming out with us as independent surfers is they're like, my shoulders are cooked. They're so cooked. And I'm like, yeah, like you need to get it into your lats. Like from here, instead of just kind of lugging it down, you really need to lift it back and you want to be pulling with your lat, kind of like the lat pull down, you know what I mean? And we want to be feeling it through here. It's a much bigger muscle and you're going to paddle a lot better. The other tips you can do too with the paddling for waves, is when you're actually paddling for a wave, you can lift your legs up a bit and get your chin down. So when you're out there, you want to be putting your weight forward and then pulling through.
All right, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got something out of it. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions. Like and subscribe. We really appreciate it.